Hey everybody, and welcome back to Warnings at Waverly Academy. I think we're pretty close to finding out who the Black Cat is, but before we move onward, I want to do a couple of things. First, I want to return Corrine's flash drive to her, so let's do that.
Corrine, you here? Guess not.
Oh. Well, maybe we could snoop around in her stuff. Let's see what we got here. We can't go to her computer? Aw, that's a bummer. Can't look at the post-it notes. Well, let's see what we got here. Ooh. Izzy, password Queen B1. Well, that's kind of obvious. Steps to reformatting. Wait a minute. Was Corrine the one who sabotaged Izzy's computer? It sure looks that way. Cellar. Okay, cellar. Okay, what am I supposed to do with that? Oh, hey, we got a text. Oh, cool. Got another credit. Gotta rack up those credits, guys. I know we were supposed to look for blueprints or something. Are these the blueprints? Can I look at these? I feel like this should be important, right? Like, there's a reason why I can uncover that. Can I see anything else in here? Does she have anything else that I can look at? Oh, there's her orthographic views stuff. Man, she just left all this stuff out in the open. Doesn't seem very smart. If she's the Black Cat, then that's pretty poor covering of her tracks. But it sure is looking like she is the Black Cat right now. Alright. Am I supposed to go down to the cellar? Let's see if we can talk to Izzy. I want to tell her that we found that note. Izzy, I think we know who sabotaged your machine there.
Find out what happened to my paper?
I think so, yeah.
So tell me.
Actually, I don't want to say till I'm absolutely sure.
Then we've got nothing to talk about.
Oh, okay. Alright. Is the note for the cellar supposed to indicate that I'm supposed to go down to the cellar? Alright, well before I do that, I'm going to make some phone calls. That's the second thing on my list. I wanted to make sure I called everybody here before we went down there. And I'm going to start with Bess, because we have not called Bess the entire game. So let's do that.
Hi, this is Bess. I'm a little busy right now, but leave your name and number, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can, okay?
We can't talk to Bess, okay. Alright, so I guess we'll call Ned. I think we might.
Well, I have an idea who the culprit is.
Great, let's hear it.
I think it's my roommate, Corrine. I think she's real bitter about how the kids here treat her, and is doing all this Black Cat stuff to get even with them.
What about being valedictorian?
I think that's just another reason she's bitter. I think she thinks she's got being valedictorian in the bag, and she resents being compared to kids she feels are clearly inferior to her.
Sounds good on paper. Now all you have to do is prove it.
Well, I think we're pretty close to that.
Someone destroyed the term paper Izzy has been slaving over.
What do you mean destroyed?
It's been erased from her computer.
Ouch.
No kidding. Izzy is really upset. She made me promise to help her find who did it.
Any leads?
As a matter of fact, I found the password to Izzy's computer in the possession of one of my suspects.
That's huge. Which suspect?
My roommate, Corrine.
Did you bust her on it?
I would if I could, but I don't know where she is. For like the first time ever, she's not in her room. I have no idea where she is.
Something tells me it might be a good idea to find her.
Indeed. And also, I just noticed that my frame rate for recording just went way down, so I'm hoping that's not affecting the quality of it.
I need to get back.
Call again soon, okay?
You got it. Bye.
Alright, I'm just checking here to make sure I didn't miss anything. Alright, let's go check out the cellar. I don't think we missed anything. So, head out into the snow over here. And my goodness, I cannot see anything with that snow. Where's my cursor? Oh, there it is. Just kind of have to wave it around for a while there before you do it. Alright, there it is. Get the lights on. Alright, so what's going on in here?
What is that noise? Sounds like it's coming from the other side of the wall.
Someone's there?
That's interesting. The old set of blueprints shows a tiny room behind the furnace which isn't on the modern blueprints. And
Yeah.
the modern blueprint includes a drawing of the furnace and a bunch of numbered valves. Dupin? I've seen that name before in Hollowell's journal.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. And you know what else I remember seeing is these numbers, well, not seeing them so much, but hearing them in the chants for the Blackwood Society. Let me see, is it under clues? Wait a minute. Here we go. 3 is fine, but 5 is more. Even 19 defeats 4. Should just 7 become lore, at least 2 will find the door. Wow, that is a really weird poem thing. Now that's a good way to say that. Alright, so I think we just need to pull all the valves in that order. I mean, I think it's kind of obvious. So let me just make sure. Actually, let me take a picture of the whole thing just to make sure we got the big picture here. So let's go ahead and start with 3, which is the blue one over here, I believe. Bring up the picture just to make sure. Alright, so yeah, I think it's this one. Because I think this one is 10, if I'm not mistaken. Well, wait a minute. Maybe not, because I'm noticing here that's the 3 and the 5 and the 13 are all on the same pipe, it seems like, and 10, the other blue one's off by itself. So I'm wondering if these are the ones on that same line, and then this is really by itself, but I could be wrong. Let's just assume that this is 3, and this is 5, and then 19 is way over here on that side, and then 19 defeats 4. Alright, and then 7 becomes lore, which is this one, I think? I'm gonna go with this one. 2 will find the door. Is 2... Wait a minute. This one? Okay, I'm assuming we pulled the wrong ones here. Let's just start over. 3 is fine, but 5 is more. Let's just say that's 3. And this is 5. And then 19 will go with... I think it helps if you, like, put this out here such that you can see everything. Like, in the orientation where you're actually playing the game. Okay, so then 7 is this one. And then 2 is this one? Oh no, it was this one! Ah! Oh man, why did I do that? Alright, so 3... Is there another red one here? Because I feel like there should be another red one here. I don't know. This is really odd, the way this is structured. Because I feel like this... There's like one line that has 5, 3, and 13, right? And they're all like this, and this in like that order. But I'm trying to figure out what... You know what? I'm thinking here. Maybe it's that and then that. And then this. And then 4, 7. And then 2. No? Alright. Maybe it's this, this, and then this. No? Okay, I'm clearly missing something here. I'm just looking at this just to make sure I'm not missing some kind of orientation issue. So... 3 is fine. Let's try this. 3 and then 5. And then 19's way over here. Defeats 4. 7 and then 2. Are you serious? What in the world? I feel like there's another valve here that should be here, because there's only... Well, no, there are only 4 here on the map. It's just a matter of how they're arranged. And this one, if you're looking at it from the perspective of the map, this one is the closest one to 2 from left to right. So this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. No? Alright, we are clearly missing something. I'm going to look up the answer because this is kind of growing a little tiresome. Alright, so apparently it's this one, then this one. I thought I tried that originally. Oh! Apparently it's this, this, and then that, and then this. Okay. I totally misread that second part. Alright, what do we have in here? Did the door just close on us? Okay, I guess we can't go back. Let's move forward.
Corrine?
Hey, Corrine.
What are you doing here?
Apparently the same thing you are. Looking for the treasure Rita Hollowell hid. Is that it? What is it? An old manuscript?
She looks smug and satisfied.
By Edgar Allan Poe. Never published. He told her where it was when he was on his deathbed. When he died, she took it and ran off so Rufus Griswold wouldn't end up with it. At least I think that's what happened.
You found all that out while you were researching that paper?
When I do research, I do research. Although, truth be told, all I knew with relative certainty is that she'd hidden something in this building. I wasn't sure where.
Which is why you became the Black Cat.
I'm not the Black Cat. I didn't leave those notes.
No, you blackmailed someone else into doing that for you. 2 someones, actually.
Yeah.
You're pretty smart. The question is, are you smart enough to live to tell the tale? I don't think so.
That doesn't sound very good. Uh-oh. Oh, we got a literal pit in the pendulum here, guys. I don't want to be killed by that. Alright, so let's see. So we have to get these things to move here. I actually do happen to know the right order. You do those first, and then they rotate, and then you do these second. I think this is third. And this should be last. Alright. Good, it stopped. And it went back up. Alright, let's get Corrine.
No, forget it. You're not going anywhere till you tell me what the heck is going on.
Come on, Mel. It's too long a story. I need to go.
You just entered my room through the wall. I want an explanation.
Go, Mel!
Corrine, later. Now let me past.
Stay right there, Mel.
You too? What is this?
Well, for Corrine, it's over.
Womp womp womp.
Because of all the meticulous research she'd done, Corrine knew Rita Hollowell had hidden something written by Poe somewhere in Ramsey Hall. But without the clues that my investigation eventually uncovered, her only hope of finding it was by searching the entire building. And she couldn't do that unless most, if not all, of its occupants spent midterm break elsewhere, leaving their rooms unoccupied. So, she resurrected an old Waverly legend and attempted to frighten her classmates away with notes from the Black Cat, followed by well-timed accidents.
That smile.
Having stumbled upon Rachel and Kim's secret months before, she blackmailed them into writing and delivering the notes for her, so that if anything went wrong, they would take the blame. But thanks to me and to Mel, who wouldn't even let me out of her room until I told her everything, Corrine got the blame and was promptly expelled.
Good.
Which is kind of too bad. She would no doubt have graduated at the top of her class if her greed, guile, and subconscious desire to retaliate against her classmates hadn't gotten the best of her. But some good did result from all this. For one thing, Megan's parents dropped their threatened lawsuit and allowed her to return to school. Fully recovered from her allergic reaction, she threw herself into her studies with a vengeance. Now, with Corrine out of the picture, the valedictorian contest has turned into an academic knockdown dragout between Izzy, Leela, Mel, and Megan, which is a good thing. Not pretty, but good. Anyway, as for Rachel and Kim, Corrine made sure they got expelled too.
Aw.
But when some of Waverly's more influential alumni heard what had happened, they insisted the twins be unexpelled.
Yay!
With a
Twin
commission
high
for the rest
five.
of the year. They contended that the audacious fraud Rachel and Kim had perpetrated stemmed from their determination to get a good education, and hence should be rewarded, not punished.
Awesome.
You know, I have the feeling Rita Hollowell, and maybe even her idol Mr. Poe, who was pretty darn good at making fiction seem like fact himself, would have very much agreed.
Good deal. Wait a minute. What? How are we supposed to know this? I actually don't know. I'm gonna go with Rocky Mountain National Park just because I live in Colorado. Aw, I didn't get it. Alright, I got Memory Master as an achievement on Steam. I guess for getting the super awesome score in Double Take, even though I kind of cheesed it. So I guess you could have looked up more books on the computer. I'm assuming that's what this is. And you can get tons of demerits. Find an Easter egg somewhere. Read text messages, I'm assuming. Oh, we didn't do this, sneaking around late at night. I'm wondering if that sneak thing we saw in the beginning of the game would have been relevant there. Like if you had to like duck and hide in places, that would have been cool to see. And I guess you could have played games with Leela a bunch, played the piano a bunch, made snacks a bunch, taken a bunch of photos. Social butterfly. I guess you could just knock on doors a bunch, which is what we did in trivia. Alright, well, let's watch the preview for the next game.
I don't know about you, but tornadoes have always fascinated me. So when I'm told a team of tornado chasers down in Oklahoma is having strange, sometimes life-threatening problems with its equipment, and I'm asked to join the team so I can try to figure out why, I immediately say yes. But once I arrive in Tornado Alley, I quickly discover that a line of storms severe enough to spawn a record-breaking string of twisters is not my biggest problem. I must also survive the diabolical actions of a teammate bent on sabotage. Join me as I learn firsthand which is more dangerous, Mother Nature or human nature, in my next adventure, Trail of the Twister.
Ooh. Alright, well, that's it for Warnings at Waverly Academy, and you actually get to see your pictures that you take on your phone here throughout the game, which is cool. Yeah, I really enjoyed this game a lot. I know there's a few issues with it, most notably the squirrel puzzle. Some people complain about Leela's games and how you have to play them 3 times, but I don't really mind so much. I think it's still pretty fun, and it's definitely not that tedious, so I really appreciate that. And the way the puzzles just get integrated into the game seem to flow really well, so I really enjoyed how that worked out. I think the idea of Nancy going undercover at a girls' school is something rather different. It's not some exotic location where she meets a bunch of colorful people and has to figure out which one's the culprit. This one is a bunch of teenagers like her, and she basically has to fit in even though she's a super smart detective and could probably best all of them in whatever they put in front of her, which I guess technically we did. I really enjoyed the setting. It reminded me a lot of Treasure in the Royal Tower, although it wasn't quite as elaborate as that one. But I guess because it was snowing outside and you can go through all this stuff indoors and outdoors, which was cool. I also really liked the fact that we had 5 suspects. I thought that was neat. I think my only real complaint about the game is that I really wish that Corrine wasn't so obvious as a suspect. I felt like Izzy and Leela were the super hyper-competitive people, and they were kind of obvious in the mean sort of sense. And then you had, on the other hand, Rachel and Kim and, what's her name, Mel, who were a little too nice, and they had secrets that were pretty much taken care of, you know, pretty early on. So it's like, okay, it's got to be the one person left. Other than that, though, I enjoyed unraveling the mystery. Let's see some outtakes.
The Waverly Academy founders. Ooh, what a stuffy group.
I wonder what her interactive employees posed for that. Oh, hey, it's the Blackwood leader.
The Black Cat strikes again. We all tried, but none of us were ever able to snatch the pebble from her hand. Now, should I put this in the oops pile or the I'm so very sorry pile? Ah, the elusive, eyes closed, blurry snapshot. Many photographers spend years perfecting this technique, but to some of us it just comes naturally. The setting on my flash might be just a little too strong. I must have been going through an abstract phase at the time. Play us off, graduation cat.
Alright, so that's it for Warnings out of Waverly Academy, and that is also it for Nancy Drew Let's Plays for now. If you want to see Trail of the Twister, I recorded that one quite a while ago. Probably the quality wasn't as good, but if you want, you are more than welcome to watch it on my channel. It's a lot of fun, and the games after it are also great too. So, I know that if you're watching these in chronological order, there's like 10...
Hi, I'm Nancy Drew.
Let's stop that. There's about 11, I think, games after this, because this is game number 21. As of right now, there are only 11, and I don't know when the 33rd game, Midnight in Salem, is going to be released. We haven't really received any recent updates from Her Interactive about the release of that game, and there hasn't been any real indication that the game isn't going to be released. I know some people are losing hope for that, but I do think that it is still in development. But they are using the Unity engine to develop the game for the first time ever, so it is definitely a new challenge for that team, so I can understand why it might take a little longer. They're also getting a new voice actress for Nancy, and I don't know how that's turning out either, so who knows, but I'm holding out hope that we will get that game here at some point. And when it does come, you know I'll be playing it on day one, so be sure to be on the lookout for that at some point in the future. But for now, this is pretty much the end of Nancy Drew Let's Plays for me, for the time being at least, and I gotta say, I'm gonna miss doing this. I know that these games, for some people, are not the pinnacle of adventure gaming, and they technically are not for me either, but I find them really enjoyable. I think they're a lot of fun. They certainly provide a lot of fun brain teasers, and a good opportunity to explore things and just kind of get that vibe of, discovery. I really love that sense of just awe and wonder as you just check out new things and discover stuff and find out more things about people. And I think that right there is what made these games stand out for me, is that you're not only solving puzzles of a mechanical nature in the sense that you're trying to come up with solutions to, basically mechanical riddles of a sort. You're also solving puzzles of a human nature as well. You're going around questioning people and finding out things about them. And while the games can get a little formulaic, I do think that that element of getting to know people and figure out who the culprit is, that to me just never gets old. I do enjoy that element. Some of the games can get a little predictable, like I felt like this one was, but overall, it's just so much fun to balance both that human element and that mechanical element. So that's pretty much my take on Nancy Drew. I hope you guys have enjoyed these Let's Plays. I'm going to compile them all into one giant playlist, so you can get to each game if you want and watch all the videos for it. Like I said, there are 32 games, so there's a lot to watch, but I hope you guys have enjoyed this series as much as I have. Thanks again so much for watching this. I mean, you guys just don't know just how much fun this has been to do, and I really enjoyed reading your comments a lot. So thanks so much for dropping by. Like always, if you liked this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and be sure to ring that bell so you can be notified of when the next adventure is going to start. I think I'm going to be heading back into more traditional adventure games. There's some recent games I really want to play. I know I did Corn earlier this year, and I want to do games that are more in that vein, so I may do a few of those. So yeah, be sure to be on the lookout, and I will see you next time. So take care, and I will catch you on the flip side.